How can I find out if I'm eligible to have my gun rights restored after a felony conviction?
Hello, and welcome to our video where we discuss how to determine your eligibility for having your gun rights restored after a felony conviction. It's important to note that the laws and procedures can vary greatly by state and circumstance, so this is just a general guide and you should consult with a legal expert to understand your specific situation.
What does federal law say?
Firstly, we need to look at federal law. The Gun Control Act of 1968 prohibits anyone convicted of a felony from possessing a firearm or ammunition. However, there are some exceptions. If your civil rights have been fully restored by your state, federal law allows you to possess a firearm. But, what does fully restored mean? That leads us to our next section.
State-specific rules.
Each state has its own rules on civil rights restoration for felons. Some states automatically restore rights after a certain period of time, or after you've completed your sentence, including parole or probation. In other states, you have to apply for restoration. This is where you'll need to do some research. It's best to consult with a lawyer in your state who specializes in gun rights. They can give you the most accurate and up-to-date information. Remember, just because one state restores your rights doesn't mean other states will recognize this restoration.
Applying for restoration.
If your state requires you to apply for restoration of your gun rights, the process usually involves submitting an application to the governor, a state agency, or the court system. This application often requires an explanation of why you believe your rights should be restored, and any evidence that supports your claim, like proof of rehabilitation. You may also need to have a clean record for a certain period of time before you're eligible. And even then, not every application is granted. It's a process that requires patience and persistence.
Special cases.
There are certain situations where it's more difficult or even impossible to have your gun rights restored. For example, if you've been convicted of a domestic violence misdemeanor, federal law prohibits you from possessing a gun, and this prohibition can't be lifted by state law. Similarly, if you've been convicted of a federal felony, you're prohibited from possessing a gun unless your rights have been restored by a federal agency, which is a very rare occurrence. Navigating the process of gun rights restoration after a felony conviction can be complex. Remember to always consult with a legal professional to understand your specific situation. We hope this video has given you a helpful starting point. Thanks for watching and take care.